You mentioned testosterone earlier. Would you also offer testosterone replacement for women?
It's not uncommon once we've addressed estrogen and potential estrogen deficiency, and alongside giving her progesterone, that we then introduce testosterone. And we would do that once estrogen levels have been optimized and we're comfortable that she's got the most out of her symptom control from that replacement. And so then we would look to replace testosterone, and we can prescribe and supply that as well. And so that's very much the service that we offer. We check in with women 2 weeks after initiation. We check in with women if we're concerned at all, and they know that they can walk in, phone up, or email us for any advice during that process.
Mm-hmm. And what are the benefits of testosterone replacement in women?
Testosterone is a really important hormone for women. And in the same way that men produce estrogen and follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, just like we do, we produce testosterone, but it's in a different relationship with our estrogen. And testosterone is also in decline. So by the time we hit our mid-40s, it's probably half the level we had in our mid-20s. And as I mentioned earlier, testosterone is really important neurological hormone. So we find that the benefits of replacing testosterone really help with brain fog, cognitive function, motivation, sharpness, confidence, and memory. Can also help with aches and pains, sleep, and of course, libido, which is the only indication really within the NICE guidelines. It's for sexual dysfunction that NICE will allow testosterone be replaced. For a lot of women coming into the clinic, what is worrying them more than anything is their memory loss, the fact that they're not sharp, that they've lost their mojo, their motivation, they really can't be bothered. They've just lost their get up and go. And that's where we see testosterone having its bigger benefit. Now, of course, when they feel more like themselves and they feel more confident and just more back like they were, then of course their libido becomes more important to them. But for many of my women, I can honestly say libido isn't their top symptom that they want to address, because they're just feeling so rotten and they just want to feel more like a human being again, just back to how they were. So I think just focusing on the sexual dysfunction is a bit disingenuous to women. I think, we want our brains back, and during this period of menopause, when our hormones are declining, we can lose that sense of self, and that leads to depression, anxiety, notwithstanding the increase in depression and anxiety that comes with the menopause.
Very interesting. I understand there is no licensed testosterone product in the UK for women. So what do you use?
Testosterone replacement is indicated within the NICE guidelines, but with a recognition that there's no licensed female product available here in the UK, although that could change. And I understand that there may be something going through the regulatory approval process. There are a couple of options open to prescribers. One is to prescribe the licensed male product in the UK, but it would be being used off-label for women. The other option is to use a product that's not licensed in the UK, but does have a license for women, and that's in Australia. So we prefer that product because it's been tested for safety and efficacy in women, albeit in Australia, where they seem to be a little bit further ahead in their availability of testosterone. And we prefer to use that product as well because from a pharmaceutical point of view, which of course I'm always going to come from, we know that the stability of that product and the application of the product leads to appropriate stability and absorption in women. What I mean by that is that if a woman is using the the off-label but licensed male product, they're having to use it at about 1/10 of the dose of men. Now, that might be a 2.5 ml sachet that's got to last her between 8 and 10 days. A 2.5 ml sachet, well, if you think it's half a teaspoon, in a sachet that has been tested for stability by the pharmaceutical company at great expense, and of course is designed to be used as a single-use product in men, if you're keeping that open to the elements, you can't possibly measure an eighth or a tenth of a 2.5 ml sachet regularly on a daily basis. And also, I'm not entirely sure what stability that product would have. So we really do shy away from prescribing that for those reasons. We believe the most safe and appropriate testosterone supplement for women, albeit not licensed in the UK, does have a license for use in Australia.